All right, good morning, Portfolio 9 teachers. I'm actually making this video this morning. I'm making it specifically and only for you guys. Well, we did not see this coronavirus coming and then putting you guys in this kind of tight situation. Really, personally, I wish that I could help in another way. I would have done that, but then the best I can do is to teach you how to make these boxes free of charge. And then also, anyone who is interested in going into it as a business, I will be here to help you through. You can ask me any questions and all. I'll be readily available to assist you in everything that you need in this business if you want to go into it full time, or even if it is part time in with your teaching job and all. I will be here for it. Just feel free to ask me any questions and I will answer them. So today I will be making a box for this. We all know these bamboo sticks, right? All these for chicken kebab, for stick meats, all these ones. Now, the reason why I'm making a box for this is because most times this nylon doesn't keep well. After some time it tears off and then dust will start landing on your sticks and making it messy and messed up and all that. So we really don't want that. So we're making a box where you can store this and keep in a safe place. Now, these boxes you can also sell them to bakers. You can make it in bulk and sell to people who bake, and they really appreciate it because it will be easy to store. It's something that can just pile on top each other. One like these ones, you have to hang it and everywhere will be, looking jam packed, hanged everywhere and all. But when you have them stored up with the picture on the box, you feel, oh, the place where you are keeping this will look very neat and clean and all that. Okay, so let's get started. I'll be making use of this. Is not a card. It's not cardboard. No, it is not cardboard. This is called paper card. Okay, this is paper card. The size we're using today measures 8.5 inches. I work with inches. Okay, so this is 8.5 inches by 4.5 inches. So now let's start on the 4.5 inches side. This is a stylus. It's what I use, okay, to score. Okay, let me set this board aside because of course most of you no, in fact I can say none of you has the board. So let me do this without the board. So I'll be using my biro and my ruler. The reason why I use the board because the board makes the work faster. Okay, so my metal ruler, I will line it up. The tip here, I'll line it up with the tip of my paper, and then this side will be straight, like just lining it up properly lined up. Okay, and then use one finger to hold it down, making sure the ruler does not move, the paper doesn't move. Then I'll use my biro and mark out particular points. Please note the points and listen attentively. Okay, so I'll mark out at half an inch, then 1.5, then 2.5, then 3.5. Now I will move my ruler down like this, lining it up. Also, I did not flip, I did not turn, I only move the ruler down. Okay, but I will leave a little space at the bottom part of the ruler, making sure the space that I leave from here to here, the space is, let your ruler be as straight as possible. Okay, then you hold down again and then repeat the same marking, which is 1/2 inch, 1.5, 2.5, 3.5. Okay, I hope you get that. Please, if you didn't get it, feel free to rewind it and then watch again. Okay, so now after doing this, I'll bring my ruler. I'm dropping my pen. I'm bringing, this is called stylus, as I said earlier, bringing my stylus. Since I'm using metal ruler, I'll use the smallest part. This is the smallest part and this is the bigger part. I'll use the smaller part. Lining my ruler, these points, the ones up here and the ones down here, are straight. They are properly lined up. So I'll bring my ruler and then I'm trying to join each point to each other. Like this. I'll make my ruler sit beside the point that I made, not on top of the point. Is beside. See it. So now this my stylus can touch the point. Okay, like that. Can touch the point. So I will now apply, like as if I'm writing, but I'm not just writing. I'm applying a little more pressure than writing. Okay, like pressing down and then just draw the line straight. I hope you can see the line. So now this that I did, that is the work of this board. This is called a scoreboard. Instead of me to take my ruler and biro and then marking up and down, all I need to do is just to place my paper lined up, totally up here and by the side, and then just, this is my 1/2 inch mark. I hope you can see. Okay, this is my 1/2 inch mark here. This is 1 inch. You can see the numbers 2, 3, 4, 5. Okay, so you can see. Now since I'm using this board, I will not use the smaller part. I'll use the bigger part because the hole is bigger, is slightly bigger than this stylus, so it does not tear the paper. So I'll turn to the bigger part of my stylus. Okay, and then let's go on that line. You can see it's exact 1/2 inch and then 1.5. You can see that the line is right on top of that point that I made. So I'll now repeat the same thing for this one. 2.5 and then 3.5. Okay, you can see the marks, the lines, right? Now this is how I did it. Now I will now turn it once. You can turn it either anti-clockwise or clockwise, but I prefer to work anti-clockwise for this one. So I will turn it anti-clockwise. This is it. This is what I just finished. Okay, I'll turn it anti-clockwise and then just the way I did this one is the same way. Since you don't have this board, it's the same way you use with your ruler, and you can use your pencil so you can clean out the mark. Okay, it's actually better to use pencil so you can clean out the mark, so this mark doesn't show or anything. Although it will not show, it will be hidden. So but then it's better, so you never can tell when you make a mistake when you score the inside part instead of the outside part. So now about that, this paper is, both sides are the same, so you can score, you can use any part. Okay, there are some papers that have 2 sides. Okay, like let me bring one of my papers in. Okay, see this has double sides. This is orange and this is brown. Okay, so for this paper, you have to decide which ones you want to be the inside or outside. Okay, so but this one is just one color. All right, so now I will line this up and then score at 1 inch. Okay, then 7 inches and 8 inches. That is all. That is all that we are scoring. Now the scoring is when this drawing of this line is what is referred to as scoring in gift box making. It's also called crafting, paper crafting. Okay, so now that is all. We're also done with this stylus for now. Now I'll bring in, this is a paper cutter, okay? I'll be using this paper cutter and my metal ruler to cut out specific uh parts of the box to make it, to for us to be able to turn this paper into a box. Now these two smallest parts of the whole measurement, this is the smallest part and this one is also small, okay? So these two smallest ones, we're going to remove them completely like this. You can use scissors if you are more comfortable with that in doing this cutting, but I prefer to use my metal ruler and my paper cutter. I cut from this last line down and then turn my paper, and where I started this cutting from, I'll cut down like this as well. So this is what we are removing. And then this one also on the opposite, on this smallest part of the measurements, this one, okay? Now this one also, please don't cut this one, it's the smallest part that you cut, okay? Now I will remove this one as well. Okay, now another thing that we'll do, see this flap that we have here now, I will remove a little notch from both sides, just from this point, just a small triangle like this. Just bend my ruler, I hope you can see the small triangle. Okay, just and just cut out very small. You can see how small it is, just small on both sides. You can turn my paper and then cut out. Okay, so that's small. Now the reason for that is so that, because this is the flap that is going to hold the box together. When I, okay, let me fold on all the score lines that we just did. That score line is actually to help us with in folding it and getting the proper shape. Okay, now this cardstock is quite thick, so it's very durable. Okay, now this flap is what will hold the box together. This will go in and this will lie on top of it like that. Now the reason why I cut out that small part is because of this end. If I didn't cut that out, this will not be able to fold in easily. It will be, causing a distraction, I don't know, like, it will not be able to fold easily. Okay, so now the next thing that we are to do, this part that, this one has just one and this one is in two parts, the smallest part and then the 1-inch box. Now let's work on this one. For this one, we'll just separate this 1 2 3 lines. That's all we're going to cut for the bottom part. Okay, so you can see separated them, so that is it. So this is how it will go when it's assembled. This will fold in, fold in, fold in, and fold in, and then you have your base covered. This is the base. Okay, so now let's work on the top. Now for the top, I want this flap to be at the back, so it's this flap is here. Okay, so now this one is one that's be the covering of the box, and I want it to come forward. So I'm going to remove this opposite one that is facing the flap. This is what I'm going to remove. This one. Uh, my my um my blade is not it's blunt, so I need to change it. This is how I change it. Remove this and then bring a new one. Okay, so this one, I don't know what happened to it, but it's not straight. So this is my new blade. I'm going to cut straight now. It will not damage my paper. It was damaging my paper. I don't know if you can see this scratch here. So sorry about that. Yeah, now have a clean and easy cut. Yeah, more like it. Okay, so now I'm going to remove that's how I was removing that time again, this one. So this is what I'm removing. Okay, so let me fold these ones inward and then place my ruler and remove it completely. Okay, now the next thing is to separate this part from the second score line. Okay, so now we have, then we assemble this. We have this coming in and then closing. Okay, now this is the flap. These flaps go like this, and but then of course we need to remove this flap so that it will not disturb this. You can see it's disturbing this, so it can't fold over. So remove this two smaller flaps. Fold this one. Of course, this is our lead. Now please watch this closely. I'm not putting my ruler in the center of the score line, but at the base of the score line. So I'm going to remove the score line along with the piece that I'm removing. Don't know if you can see the score lines. So okay, now our box is ready to be assembled. So for this, you can use your glue, your paper glue, any glue you like, but I make use of double-sided tape, and I already cut this into a 1/2 inch size. So I'll just take a little piece that I need now and then line this up to the base of the score line of this 1/2 inch part of the cardstock, and then just trim off. Okay, then you can use your biro or anything or you can even, if you are that strong, you can use your hand to press down, and but I'm not feeling too strong. That's why the classes have not been holding as I wanted them to. So but I just had to do it today. So just use the base of your paper cutter and just press down to remove any bubble that may be trapped inside. Now looking at it from here, you can still see the white part of the double-sided tape, right? It's not a problem. Okay, now what I will do is to remove the backing tape. It's a double-sided tape. This is the backing tape I have removed. I'm throwing this away. Okay, this is our glue here. You can see You're not supposed to touch it though, because it's, if you touch it, the oil from your hand will make it less adhesive. So now the piece, the part of the double side that is coming out, what I'll do is to just use my finger guiding it through the box and just fold it over like that. Fold it over like that onto the bigger piece of the double-sided tape. And then trust, when you touch here, it is completely clean. You won't feel any glue effect or anything. Okay, so now what you do is you put down your paper, make sure that this, where the tape doesn't touch your working surface. Okay, and then this is the flap where we put our double-sided tape at the back here. We will fold this first one like this. Now we can see our tape, right? And then fold this to meet it, making sure that the line up and down, they meet and they align as if it's a straight line. Don't rush it, do it very carefully. Okay, and then you press down again. Now I have a tool that I use for this. It's called a stylus. It actually came with the scoreboard. This is it. It makes the work very easy. Just press down like that using the edge. It has a flat edge and a pointed edge. Using the flat edge, you can use the side too. Just press down very well, and the sides, so your box is flat. Okay, and then you can just raise it, fold it flat again, and then this is called creasing. That's applying pressure, making sure it is very flat and you have sharp edges. You can see how sharp the edges are, right? Okay, so now for the base, I will put my double-sided tape to the edge, to the outer part of the first one I want to fold in. For this, I will be making use of my scissors to cut. Okay, and then you can lie it flat. Let me take this out, and then crease. This is called creasing, making sure that there's no bubble under. Okay, then you fold it down, and this one I will apply double-sided tape, the opposite part here. I hope you can see what I'm doing very carefully, and then trim off the excess tape and lie it down flat again and crease. Okay, so we have this, and then anyone that you feel okay is the smoothest one of these two is what you use. I feel this is the smoothest one, so this one will fold in. Okay, then I'll put my double-sided tape here. You can use your glue. Okay, yes, your liquid glue, you can use it. You can use a glue, hot glue gun, any type of adhesive that you have, and then this one will fold over, and then this will fold over. Now for these ones we are applying outside, but for the last one to be inside. Like this, then trim off the excess and lie this down and crease. So now you can now fold this and then seal the base. Now here we have 4 layers of cardstock, so it's very strong, nothing like okay it's going to fall off or anything, no. So now let us come and assemble. Remove the backing tape for the first one, push it down, and then push this line, make sure that it is straight, properly lined up. Okay, now you turn this over and use anything. Okay, this berry is it entered, this is too pointed, then just hit it till you feel it has already taken a good hold. Okay, but I have this is another stylus. This one is longer and easier to go, but anything that you have, your biro will do. Okay, anything longer than the box. So all right, now the next is this one, but we'll peel this backing tape off first and then fold this over, making sure that it's lined, the sides here and here line with this side and this side. So use your finger as a guide like that, and then repeat the same thing. Okay, then you remove this and this at the same time, then you line it up as well using your finger as guide, and there you are. You are good to go. Now let me show you a secret. This is the top. Okay, I'll line this down because we have just 3 parts here. Now line it, set it up like this, and then you take anything that is round, maybe the cover of a bottle. Yes, your bottle cover will do, but I don't have a bottle cover here, so anything round, you just place it like this, and then using your pencil you just draw round the bottle cover on these 2 short flaps like that. Now the reason for that is because we want to make those flaps to have a fine rounded shape. Then you bring your scissors and just trim along that line that you made. You follow that line, just trim off. Okay, trim off. Now there is a tool for this. Okay, let me bring it in. Okay, so this is it. This is an envelope punch board. Okay, but there is a corner rounder, but this envelope punch board comes with a corner rounder, corner cutter, corner slitter rather. So you just line this up. This is where the corner rounder is, like that, and then you press here, make it very smooth, and then the other side as well, just slide it in like that, and then punch. You can see. Now let's do the same thing for the other side. Now because I know you don't have this, that's why I taught you how to use bottle cover to round your corner. Okay, all right, so we are good to go. Let us bring our sticks. You see this part is already opened, so just bring in our stick and just pour inside. You can see that the sticks just entered perfectly well. not too, there's little space. You can see, right? Okay. Oops. Okay. You're almost done. Almost done. And the last piece. All right, so you can see, well fitted. Okay, so just fold this over, fold this over. Oh, this part you need to round it as well. Yes, if not, it will not enter, because it's exactly the same size. It needs a little space to be able to enter. Okay, so I'll just line this up and punch, and then the other side as well, line it up and punch. All right, so now you just use your hand to push it out a little, to how you can see the space, right? And then just bring this in. Hold on, before we do that, I'm actually supposed to create a finger hole here. So what you do is that you just take your, oops, okay, let me pour everything out. Okay, just, I'm actually supposed to have done this before assembling the box, but it's fine. So I will just cut like this, like a V shape. Okay, I'll just cut like a V shape, like that. Make sure I don't cut too much. Oh, I've already cut too much. Okay, no, it's not too much. Okay, yeah, improvisation. And then just like that. So you have this small V shape. I just improvised this, you know. I'm actually supposed to do a finger hole, but the next box I'm going to teach you, I am going to do a finger hole for that one. Okay, I'm going to make another box for another size of dowel rods. Okay, so you'll be able to know how to, you know, work with sizes, how to adjust the size and all that. So, and please, if you have any question, please feel free to ask me, and I'll be here to answer all your questions. Thank you very much.